Mic check, 1, 2. What is this? You're now tuned into Imperfect Sense right here on Unified Radio.tv. I'm one of 4 hosts, one of 4 moderators, one of 4 bullshit artists that we got in here today. I go by the name of Eric E, Mr. Dawson, whatever it is you call me. I beg you, do not call me a midget. To the right of me, I got the bully, you know what I mean, Conway. Mm-hmm. To the far left,
yeah,
got the fitness guru Flesh. He's here.
Yes, indeed.
And then, who do we have?
Yeah.
That's why I got the face mask on.
Yeah.
Who do we have?
Who been MIA from us the past couple shows?
Frederick Douglass got in the Back to the Future machine and came to join us today.
Great Scots. Great Scots.
I'm happy to be back. I love y'all brothers.
Thank you for
we thank you for being here, man. We miss you, man.
Abraham Lincoln, too.
Yes.
Thank you, Fred.
Listen, my name is...
Go ahead, let the people know.
This is Uncle Bees.
This
is Quarantine Bees. This is Quarantine
I like
Bro.
that.
All right? And I'm back like I ain't never left.
Well, I like
and happy birthday
Bees.
to my mama.
Love it.
Yesterday I saw it and the boy got a little bit teary-eyed.
That's my second mama. You know what? Side note, Miss Val introduced me to cheese eggs long time ago.
Oh, he killed them.
Yeah, cheese eggs. Probably like around 1992, somewhere around the numbers. You know, my grandmother was Puerto Rican. She never made cheese eggs.
I figured that.
You said your grandma was Puerto Rican.
My grandma was Puerto Rican.
He Puerto Rican. That's why he just fucking started eating cheese eggs.
That's true, but that was in 1992 though. It was a long time ago.
That was a great sleepover.
But Miss Val,
cheese rice and shit.
I don't even like Spanish rice. But check it out.
Damn.
I don't. Check it out. Everybody, this is your first
Spanish.
time listening or looking at Imperfect Sense. Look. I'm gonna give you the disclaimer. If you're sensitive about your race, religion, sex, politics, what else? That's it. Gender. This is not the show for you.
Race.
Not at all. Not at all.
This is our show. We very opinionated, man. Like, we got 4 brothers, 4 walks of life. You know, we very honest. This is why I call it Imperfect Sense, because we giving y'all our opinions. That's all it is. Yeah, at all. We don't give a fuck at all. But check it out, man. Let's roll right into the bullshit. You know what I mean? If you didn't see the show last week, man, we was all on this George Floyd thing, and we still on it, man. 2020 is the year of the health pandemic as well as the racist pandemic.
It always been here.
You're right. It's always
been. It just came out in the open.
But now everybody got cameras.
Yeah, everybody got cameras. I'm gonna tell you like this. Trump himself has brought this out of people.
Yes.
We already knew it was there.
Listen.
But this bold orange-faced motherfucker has and you know, I respect him enough because for him being honest and letting people know it's these motherfuckers that's in hiding that I'm shocked about.
Oh, listen, I told you before, and I don't know if you remember. I don't know, Andy, if you remember when I kept saying I didn't like him or Hillary Clinton, and the reason why the reason why I voted for him, because he was going to bring out the racists. Because I was getting mad at blacks, because I said, y'all act like that shit don't exist because they not saying it in front of your face. I said, when he get in office, it was going to start coming out.
Yeah, you know,
that's exactly what I said.
And you know, son, this might sound fucked up what I'm about to say, but it might have been the best thing that could have happened for black folks.
It was.
Because now we're uniting we're finally getting together. And listen, and the white brothers and sisters are getting it together too. And guys, shout out to the white brothers. Some of them.
Shout out to the white people that put their knee and apologize.
Some of them that's punching people in the face. Yes, thank you.
Again, some of y'all that's looking, I know some people can see certain shit. And all I'm saying is that the reason why I didn't vote for Hillary Clinton again, because of me finding out what her and her husband did, invested in mass incarceration, getting the things done back during those times when they was elected, and also Clinton not owning up to his black son. Let's go.
Well, he ain't owning up to a lot of shit, because these documentaries dropping.
Did you see that?
He
Jeffrey Epstein?
He borderline pedophile.
Lord.
Look,
Lord.
that man, he liked that pussy. He like that pussy. He like them sex games.
Yeah, he like young pussy too.
He is the worst cheater of all time. All his shit come out.
Who?
All his indiscretions behind
Bill.
I knew y'all was talking about that. I didn't even see that.
Yo, please,
I think
please,
that's why
people.
Chris Tucker disappeared too, but I ain't gonna be.
No, wait. We not going. No, we not going to. No.
No allegations, everybody.
Listen.
Yes, that's exactly
Like,
why.
fuck that. Pedophile is pedophile. You fucking them kids.
No. They saw Chris Tucker one time and he wasn't at the island.
I don't give a fuck. He went over there with he went over there with Super Petty. He went over there. You go with Super Petty.
Yo, I gotta watch that documentary, bro.
Listen.
Watch it. Please
I gotta watch it.
Creepy Harvey.
Y'all don't know what documentary we're talking about. It's about Jerry Epstein, who's no longer with us. But
Fuck him.
Jeffrey.
He's a billionaire that was
Fuck
pretty
him.
much a scumbag.
He should have.
But that ain't got nothing to do about what we talking about today.
Not today.
We talking about these fake apologies.
Right. Sorry, but not sorry.
I mean, the most notable one this week, New Orleans Saints quarterback,
He going
Mr.
at it.
Drew Brees, baby.
He beefing with Trump now too.
Mr. Drew, we're beefing about what?
They going back and forth. You know what I'm saying?
About what? That's
About
they
what?
homeboys. What they beefing about?
He's saying, yo, you should have took it back and all that other shit.
No, you shouldn't have took it back. Like it's already
It's
out
too late.
there. It's already out there.
too
Like
late.
it's one thing to be genuinely sorry just because you have a change of heart, but you only apologizing because you got caught. Like if nobody never said nothing, and we wasn't in the midst of a revolution that's being televised right now, he would have never fucking apologized. He
wouldn't.
never apologized. He would have kept that shit going. And shout out to Shannon Sharp because I like what Shannon Sharp
Uncle
said.
Shay, yo.
I like what Shannon Sharp said on his show with Skip, where he pretty much told him all the liberties and things that you're proud of, that your grandfathers fought in that war was the same war that still had black people oppressed. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? They only see one side.
Oprah. I mean, not Oprah. I just watched Whoopi Goldberg. Make a video blog in reference to it.
I love Whoopi.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Always.
She was the only one. She was the only one that I even liked on The View. Because she kept stuff neutral across the board. She didn't try to make it a sexist thing. She just made it a human thing.
Right.
About respecting everybody and their opinions about in every aspect. That's what I like about. That's what I liked about her. But she said to Drew, talking about that her grandparents fought in the World War I, World II, and fought, and she said, and they came back and they still didn't have the same freedoms as your grandparents did.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly, because when you see
fighting for us, America, you don't get.
She said, but they fought. She says they fought because they still lived. They still lived in this country, and they still fought because this is the place where they reside at.
Yeah.
Even though they were still getting treated like
military trash.
Yeah, because they only see one side of the story. When he say things like that, they, you know what? I ain't gonna lie. It may not mean anything.
I blame his black friends.
What I'm saying, like,
for real.
This may sound stupid to y'all, but for me,
for checking them, not checking them.
For me, this is one of the reasons why I don't like New England Patriots. Just because what I feel as though they stand for. You know what I mean? With the Patriot on the helmet, it just seemed very racist to me. Maybe I'm stupid.
Chill, y'all, because Meek gonna come at you now talking about this man Kraft.
Oh, he a pedophile too. But
don't.
He's not a pedophile. He's a scumbag too.
He's
a scumbag.
He just paid for.
He's a scumbag.
I'm not gonna say he's a pedophile, but he like to buy.
He just paid for pussy.
Yeah. I mean, say.
I haven't seen him for.
Prostitution is the oldest. Wait a minute. Is the oldest.
Do I smell pussies? Do I smell pussies?
That aroma's coming off your chin, brother. I don't know what you're talking about.
Pussies? Like y'all really just sat here and defended Robert Kraft?
I did not. I said I'm not going to accuse him of pedophilia.
Children.
I said he's a John. I'm not going to say he likes little girls.
No children.
I never seen. That's why. That's a whole. Children. Yeah, that's a whole different thing.
Tell me what
I don't know.
You're really doing this right now. You're doing this right now?
I mean, that's a hell of a charge to say a person's a pedophile. I'm not going to say
I'm not throwing that out there.
I'm not throwing out there.
You know why I'm being? And you listen.
That's what you're doing?
I don't know nothing.
Okay, I got something for your ass.
That's what I said. I don't know nothing, but I ain't throwing it out in the atmosphere.
I don't know.
I never knew how old they were.
Oh my God.
I don't know how old they are.
If you said that they aging children, then you're a pedophile.
Oh my God.
I didn't know how old they were.
Right now.
I'm not going to give them that Woody Allen charge. I can't.
Yeah, because they didn't hit him with the Woody Allen.
But you know Woody Allen, they threw that shit. They tried to throw that shit underneath.
Oh, he was on that. When he was on that documentary too.
They tried to throw shit like that underneath that bus.
Woody Allen paid for his wife, man.
That's another story.
That's a whole different story.
Let's get back to Drew Brees.
Yes, sir.
Let's go around this table. How do y'all feel about his apology?
I was disappointed, man. I thought it was half-assed. I thought he felt pressured because of his teammates probably hit him up to say, bro, what's going on? Mm-hmm. What you talking about? And then he finally said, you know what? I apologize, because this ain't the only time he ever said that before. Mm-hmm. That's his...
And he still took a knee, so I was confused.
I
was confused.
Several times. He took the knee several times. So,
why did taking the knee make you feel confused about it?
Because if you said that you didn't want to, like this whole comment about taking a knee, disrespect to the flag and all this other shit, you took a knee about 6 times last year.
Yeah.
And probably 2 times the year before that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, that
goes into my opinion about all of this, is the fact that I don't like it. I don't think that he should apologize.
I don't think he should apologize.
I don't think he should apologize. I don't think anybody white should apologize for how they truly feel. Exactly. Because I can't take an apology. I need the apology to come genuine. Not because it's affecting your business or your profession and you trying to do it to save face. Because I respect you more when you can speak your honesty, when you can speak your truth. I could deal with him still playing, knowing that he have a problem with people kneeling.
That's why you can deal with Trump.
That's why I can deal with Trump, because I like people for the truth. I don't want nobody that's in front of me that don't like me and still interact with me. See how he took a knee? That was the problem this whole time with the country. Everybody's faking the funk like they like fucking black people, and you around them the whole time laughing and giggling, telling them your most, probably think they're your friend, telling them your most, you might think somebody really your friend, and you telling them shit because you thinking like, hey, we cool, and this motherfucker the whole time right there faking and doing shit.
Especially when you playing a sport in a locker room. In a locker room, when you play a team game, the locker room is the most intimate place between you and your teammate. That's when y'all come together. This my bro this, my bro that. So now if you a lineman and you sit up there like, yo, my knee blown out, but look, I gotta protect my quarterback because it's for the great of the team. Yeah. Now you see this motherfucker that said that, and even if you're white and you genuinely love other cultures than your culture, you like, yo, I was protecting a fucking bigot the whole time.
Nah, see, I'm not even going. I can't go that far though.
Why?
Because outside of this, it's number of shit that he has done for the black community in.
But that's why
I agree with that. New Orleans, right? So, just jumping out the break, it was that the black people around him haven't said the right shit to him because he's still misinformed of what the whole thing is about.
Yeah, but listen.
Hold on. Because the whole Kaepernick shit, he never said that it was for the injustice. He never even said that he's still talking about a flag. He's not talking. None of that shit. So all the black fuckers on his team who was siding with him against Kaepernick misled him. Period. Now don't come out now and talk about what are you saying?
You saying he had tunnel vision?
Yo, at the end of the day, right? Some people, even people of color, because I was just in Ellicott City yesterday, right? Half them $1 million homes. This black guy straight told me, you don't live around here? Or you don't live out here? I said, nah. He said, when you get back there, be safe. He's having tunnel vision. He don't give a fuck about what's going on in this world because he's living with acres.
Yeah, but that's what I'm.
People out here that does have tunnel vision.
I can't give him the tunnel vision because that's in his same line of work. That's in the league that employs him. I can't give him the tunnel vision.
Yeah, but no matter what, that's the real part of the issue is this. Some people cannot see their biasness. Right. And the problem is with us and with anybody, every race is doing the same thing to the other one, right? Everybody gets put in one big square circle. I say the same thing about police officers, right? It started off with black men. So every black man in a hoodie, you wear a hoodie, you consider a threat. Even in our own culture. You would see young dudes walking down the street with hoodies, motherfuckers walk across the street. That could be my son. My sons won't hurt a goddamn fly. But when you look at them on the outside, that's how they peers dress. But I'm guarantee you when they walking home, they got put in that fucking category.
They got stereotypes.
Like all of us stereotype and offer our own biases and own fears. That's why I said for him, I can't say if he didn't understand what was going on, or for him because he's so patriotic. Because a lot of white people are so patriotic, so it don't matter what it is. If they go in, I would never fucking take a knee for the flag is disrespect. It ain't about the principle of what the person said, and they can't see that.
They can't see past that. And truth be told, since that motherfucker came in the league, he's been patriotic. So I don't know why motherfuckers now acting like you never knew this about the motherfucker. He's been that motherfucker since he came in the league. His father been that motherfucker since before him.
Like, for example, like look at all this, right? As much as it took for the world to be in a pandemic to slow down, everybody in their house for the most part, some people going out, it took for their world to come to a standstill. And one of my fathers, friend of mine, sent me that, and I said, you know what, it makes sense. It took for all this shit to happen for the world to come to a standstill, and then this shit happens with George Floyd in the way that it happened. It was like destiny for it to happen that way, for other races to go, damn, that's some fucked up shit. Like it really is an issue with the fucking way police treat black men and the way white people you've been seeing on their comments. Like, this shit really woke me up. They've been hearing it their whole life, but they wasn't listening because they so busy running and busy. Now that they sitting still and it's in their face, now they see it for what it is.
And another thing, that reporter set Drew Brees up. I'm not making light of what he said.
That's what they do.
Because that reporter knew what he was going to say. He said, so how do you feel about, taking a knee? And he rattled off the same lines he's been rattling off for years.
Instead of asking him how you feel about the George Floyd situation.
Listen, exactly. But see, they know that. But they know that for ratings. And they know that society is in this mode now. And they know his principle, but they stand right there. Same thing they did with Kevin Hart. Remember? They asked him the same questions this whole time, and it's just a setup. Because they know the elements that people under, and then they go like this. Okay, well, you said this shit all the way back then. How do you feel about this? That's what news media do.
And his shit never changed, so that's why I'm like, this shit should have been like that 2 years ago. All this hating on him, like.
But it's also the timing of the comment. It's just the wrong time. Like, him saying that was just like.
That's why you gotta be smarter than that.
I said,
and that's between him and his publicist.
Right. So now he's gotta do this little spick and span cleanup.
For me, it's still like people still judging him like he said something about George Floyd, but he didn't.
He never did.
He never said nothing about. Like every time I see somebody coming at him, they so blanketed too that he never said shit about George Floyd.
Yeah, my white colleagues got mad because I took a knee. Made a big deal about the whole thing, and you're not supposed to take a knee. It shows a sign of weakness and shit like that, right? When I was so heated that whole day because their whole thing was like just the whole like situation. They weren't looking at it for what it really is, but they kept saying the situation is fucked up. They were saying the situation is fucked up, but you can't take a knee because it shows a sign of weakness.
Because they're looking at a job.
Exactly, and I told them it shows a sign of compassion. Now you got two people that look at it from. You got people looking at it from different points of views. But the reason why I took a knee was because it affected me. Because I'm looking at something that I thought that all of us looked at the same thing like. But I told you, listen, but I told you one thing about people. It don't matter who you, I told you one thing about people that I've learned through my career is that people don't stand on true principle. Because the whole time for us, a lot of times for black people, when we see, because we've been oppressed so much, when we see things happening to any race in a bad way, we like that's fucked up. But for some white people, they be like, oh, it don't matter because they're not familiar with the culture. They never been on the bottom end of it until you change the race of that person in that same scenario, and then their principles change. I always look at people and go, yo, your principle's supposed to be your principle in any situation. So I raise my sons to tell them I live off a principle. So it don't matter if it's you or somebody else. It stays the same because then it's a lie. you gotta base your life off of truth. You can't say, okay, it's a problem. It's not a problem here, but then depending on the situation, it changes. Then you're not living in truth. You're living in based off of things that's beneficial to you and being selfish. And that's how I looked at them, because I kept going. I kept saying, that's a black man right there, but you so used to dealing with black men like that, you just throw it out the window. But that would have been a black officer on a white person's neck, and then you looking at that person like, that could have been my uncle, that could have been my father. It would have been, the scenario would have changed for them.
This is what I do believe too, in a movement that we in the crisis that we in as far as racism. If him being who he is, being a superstar athlete and being a white superstar athlete, if his answer was different, like, yeah, we should be taking a knee for Black Lives, or we should be doing X, Y, Z for this, that, and that, I think the narrative would change. I think the white people that are celebrities have a lot more pull in this particular situation,
But
in convincing their own.
yeah, listen, which is true, because just like I said before, if it was only us out there marching and doing this shit, and not other races out there, a lot of this shit would be Freddie Gray. That's my whole point, because, but see, that's why I said the difference. When people see their own out there, it's a different approach. If it was all black people out there, in a lot of these states, don't fucking police wouldn't be walking up and shaking hands and doing all this shit. But because they see a lot of their own out there doing it, when you look at this, you look at the protests, it's different. It's mixture variety of cultures now. Because the younger gen stepping out like, this shit unjust.
I still think we should be calling out certain people, because it seems like in our community we call on the same 3-4 people that we always see on TV, but it's a whole other culture that we need to know where they stand as well.
Yeah, well, true.
We need to know where they
stand. True, and some of them want to speak, and some of them want to speak. But that's what I'm saying. But some of them want to. He said all of them.
Who are the white leaders?
Yeah, but listen,
the KKK.
Listen, but that's what I'm saying. But at some of these events,
Seth Rogen.
Yeah, but I'm saying at some of these events, they need to see a diverse of people coming up there speaking about this.
That's how Martin Luther King.
Like, if you supporting the like for the LGBT community, when they speaking, everybody that speaks for them don't live the lifestyle, but they telling them you can't treat them different. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's and that's how it should happen.
I'm with you. It is, because this fucking movement that we're going on right now is about a black man losing his life from injustice of a police. Now they want to fucking push this whole transgender shit at the whole time of this. Man, fuck that.
I want to see. I do want to see what a lot of bigger other movements and corporations got something to say. Like for instance, let's say PETA. If it was a motherfucker on a dog's neck, it'd have been a whole protest. What do y'all got to say? Like, organizations like that,
because they don't care about humans.
Listen, they not going to say that, because I talk to people who like dogs. And they even I talk to people like dogs. If they see a person that's homeless and the dog, they even set up their mouth. I look at the dog more as a problem, because that human, he can go work. I had multiple people say that shit.
Trust me.
PETA don't give a fuck about.
I'm gonna just start killing dogs.
They don't.
Oh my God! No, he's joking. He's joking.
I'm just starting.
They don't care.
We don't kill dogs here, okay?
That whole organization.
I don't need that type of heat.
Remember, everyone's opinion is separate right here.
I'm opposed to. I'm just start killing dogs.
That whole.
I'm not.
He's kidding, y'all. He's kidding.
I'm trying to go.
I don't have any fur baby.
Let's go.
What are we doing? We're gonna have a whole Michael Vick situation.
So what about the local joint with the crab
Vince
spot?
Meyer.
Yes, the Vince.
God damn it, Vince.
I never ate at your place, so
I never had your crab.
I'm
so it don't really.
Upset.
I knew he would be upset.
This. He was his. I ain't gonna lie. Them crabs are top 5. They was top.
Man, as long as Bob's didn't say that shit, I ain't give a fuck.
Don't let too many people know where our other spot is at.
I just said.
I'm just saying, but oh my God! But locally in Baltimore, Vince Meyer said some things, and
he had to say a lot of things.
Yeah, yesterday brought about a lot of protesting. And even though he admitted that 75% of his actual clientele is black. Yeah. Now I want to see if the community keeps the same energy and don't support.
When I was seeing them comments from the past, them tweets,
Yeah.
I was like, yo, this motherfucker. This dude said black women that wear blonde hair look like Duracell batteries, yo.
That was one of his clients.
Yo.
That's one of his clients. I ain't gonna.
Oh,
Yeah.
yo,
That's
that
funny.
shit.
Because some of them.
But did you see the
shouldn't
picture
have
of
the
that
blonde.
bitch?
But see,
She's built like a Buick.
oh my God. Okay. But this, you remember when this comes down to what I said about timing. The timing and the climate change. The climate change, and then he said something that he usually say and get away with. It wasn't fly. Because when I first
found all
bruh,
The
when I
times
first
have changed, man.
bruh, when I first turned it on, I only just saw a couple of sisters. And I heard some guy with a microphone. And then somebody said, oh, I said, yo, what all these? It was over 100 black folks out there. I was like, yo, what the hell just happened? Anyway, from that
Black
fast.
people love that crazy.
That fast.
Don't get me wrong. Like we're in a wrong climate for anybody
Exactly.
that's not black or brown to say anything negative about us. I mean, we can go back to other people, like people that have been openly supportive of black things, like Bill Maher. Bill Maher said some things about 2-3 years ago where it was out of line, but you can't throw him under the bus because he's been supportive of the culture. But he just took the joke a little bit too far, and he got checked on.
But the thing is, it was like, it was what the person said, and his comedic timing was like, it was just a natural thought. And it was like, it's funny, but damn, that's fucked up.
But so asking like that, a person that you know,
but he's a comedian,
who has publicly supported
he's always
black
supported
and brown
black
people,
folks.
Do they get a pass?
What's the
he
what's the one with
Gary
Owens? Yeah, that's what I said, like Gary Owens.
But
Like
Gary
Gary
Owens
Owens.
never says it.
He never.
But I'm just saying that.
Black.
But what I'm trying to
Never.
say is that if he did,
he would get a pass.
how could you?
He would get a pass.
Knowing
Because
all the shit that he always joke. That's what I'm saying.
It was live TV. It was a spur of the moment. The person said something. It almost seemed like it was a lead up. But when the person said it, he just said, ha ha.
Yeah.
And it was like, shit. It's not funny.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was like, damn, that shit was funny. But let me turn my back. And
But he immediately,
you know what I'm saying,
the next time he got on the show, he apologized. He was with Cube. He was with Michael Dyson, the writer and stuff. And he wholeheartedly apologized. He's never had a history of ever saying anything.
Never. And the funny thing, D.L. Hughley made a point about that. Said it was a joke, but it's hard for the oppressed to take a joke from the oppressor. Even though it's just his culture is the oppressor. So it's hard for us to take a joke like that.
That's what I say. That's why I said the same. That's why I said it gotta be hard for white people that's not even racist right now. It's like, I know it gotta be hard for them because they going like, fuck, like I don't even know how to communicate.
Because I got white colleagues where we kind of amongst us we throw racial comedic jokes only because they know me. You know what I'm saying? And I know that it's not coming from a place of malice. Because I tell them, oh yeah, you stink, smell like a dog, goldfish, and all that shit when y'all get wet. Like I throw all types of shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, it just is what it is. But now they kind of tiptoeing around me, don't know what to say.
So if we ever I got a question. So if we ever, I always kept thinking this. So let's say we got our 40 acres in the mule. I mean, just mean like we got the stuff that was through us, and then through time everything straight, culture together, stuff like that. Is it okay for them to say it then?
After I put white people through slavery, I want to whip them. I want them walking my mule. The whole 9 yards.
Don't forget to pick in the cotton.
Yo, listen,
you gotta pick that cotton.
He is a comedian. We laugh at him all day on Marco Polo. Don't take that shit serious. And some of you motherfuckers don't edit that shit out and then just cut that portion
right.
of it.
Because we have the original recordings.
Yes.
Try that shit if you want to.
I want to write
Bring more views.
And what? And I threw you off. You were saying, well, if we get our 40 acres and a mule, what?
Is it considered okay now?
For them to do what?
Just to be regular and just say what they want to say.
It's okay for them to be regular now. Just be you.
You can say
no, it's not.
That's what I'm saying.
No, it's not.
It is okay because it all depends. Like if you tell me like, man, yeah, fuck you, nigga. I'm like, yo, you know what? Then I'm gonna slap the shit out.
Listen, as you can see,
thank you for getting to what I was about to say. You can say whatever you want.
You can do whatever you want.
But I can't control my hands.
You know
see, that's the thing.
Yeah.
You can say whatever you want.
And then I'm slapping shit out you.
And then you look at me and you say what you say like,
don't be with your children because I'm slapping them too.
So checkmate.
I just want more.
So you know, so you mean to tell me if they gave the black culture, let's just say they gave trillions of dollars back.
Money.
Listen, I'm just saying they gave us trillions of dollars back. Now
and a Cadillac.
everything is on you know, the play for. So the motherfuckers who got their money and lost it and you back shitty, that's on you. Like, I'm saying, if it gets to that point, just like they got their lower class white. So if everything went that way, we good. Now, you know, as far as society, economics and stuff, so that happens, they can't say. They ain't worried anymore.
They can't say whatever
they can't. They could say.
I'm talking about when you give them the same.
Say whatever you want to say. Just don't say it to me.
Will the same hate be? Because I know that I'm asking questions that I'm thinking if I was white, what I would say. Like if we get that, is it even now?
The crazy shit about it.
So you can call me honky and I can say that to you.
No, you
listen. I'm not gonna call you.
You still can't.
You better not call me
real shit.
You can say whatever you want to say, but I'm not gonna accept you calling me. No, you can say whatever you want.
No, I'm just saying. But
I'm never accepting it.
It's like this. If they give you the 48 in the middle, they feel the same way. They
feel like, okay, now we equal.
Now
that's what I'm saying.
You can call me N-word and I can call you.
That's why I said that, yo, I'm a thinker. I always think about what the other person.
I get what you're saying. Because look at Quarantine Bees.
You're never gonna get it.
Try me.
You're never gonna get it. So
because they know they can't say it. Because they knew they didn't give 40 acres in the mule. They was like, if we get these motherfuckers this shit.
Shout out to Robert Johnson for talking about us getting our reparations, but try me. I don't care. Listen, I can be out there with a mink, all mink down.
You still can't, I don't give a fuck.
Try me.
I don't care what you did. You still can't call me a nigga and me accept it.
And it was really the Spanish who started it. But go ahead. What I was saying though, right? We're never gonna get that 40 acres in the mule, yo. So I don't.
Why you think not?
We're not gonna get it.
Why you think not?
Because
hold on. Wasn't you talking about the last show that Atlanta was getting theirs?
They said that. We up here never gonna get it. Atlanta down south, them motherfuckers is getting that 40 acres in the mule.
How?
Well, I remember you.
He trying to get you upset.
My fucking God, yo. Yo, I already said it last week, yo. Yo, once you come in this bitch and you can have 100,000 here and live up north and 100,000 down there. You'll have an apartment up here and live on a couple acres down there. Everything, the property is cheap because it's all slave land down that bitch. The reason why you're able to go down there and get so much for so little is because the shit is tainted grounds, bruh. It's tainted grounds. The shit is tainted. You already getting it. That's why everybody run down that bitch now. Because they realize the shit tainted. It's tainted ground. I could go down that bitch with 100,000 and buy a whole fucking city.
In Georgia?
In Georgia. I could open my own city in Georgia. 100,000. Nick. Yo,
you know
hold up.
This motherfucker think it's Cuba. This motherfucker think it's Cuba.
Let me round you in there. Because
I'm not laughing at what he's saying.
You know Lamar, South Carolina? Lamar, South Carolina? You ever heard of that?
I heard of Wilson.
Okay. A black man owned that. Know how much he paid for that?
How much?
50,000. Know how many people?
What year was that?
What year? He paid for that in 97.
1997?
Yeah. And you know how many people live there now?
How many?
Almost 1,000.
That's what's up, though.
But that's his shit. He's the sheriff. His uncle's the deputy and all that shit is family owned.
I'm gonna get that information because I want to go down there now.
Know who live there? Look, I want to go down there. But know what's gonna happen to you? Because you light skin, they gonna tear your ass up. Because they geek you.
Yo, he just rained on his parade. Look at his whole face. He's like,
he just threw the whole race right in his face.
They geek you, so you gotta learn what you talk about when you walk in.
Oh, you said they geek you?
Yeah. So at the end of the day,
shout out to Geechee Nation.
50,000 brought Lamar. Know who from there though?
Who?
What's the basketball player name that was playing for the Knicks? The point guard.
Oh, Frank? No,
the old one with Melo. He went to North Carolina and shit.
Oh,
yeah.
Felton. Oh, okay, wow, okay.
But people think he's from another part, but that's where he was born at. But I don't let it.
I'm gonna
let you get it right. Just for the record, anybody gonna fucking do shit to me unless they ready to go to war. But anyway, let's go ahead and go.
But
it's had to put that stamp on that.
Has 40 acres in a mule. Brings me to the point of Michael Jordan pledging $100 million over the next 10 years. But this is the thing. This is the thing that has me up in arms about it. Like,
pisses me off every time.
Because for me, I'm applauding like the rest of y'all because that's a hell of a commitment. 10 years is a very long time to make that type of pledge. But what I seen was a bunch of ungrateful people.
As usual. As usual.
And the thing that pisses me off about it is the fact that we got a black man, and I don't know why we always throwing Michael Jordan under the bus like he's the only billionaire out here. Maybe because that's the only billionaire that we see.
That's because that's the only billionaire that black people run for.
Yeah, that's the only black person. Only real black billionaire outside of Jay-Z and Oprah that we really know. We continuously throw them people underneath the bus, but the things that we support, that we promote every day, the Gucci, the Prada, the
Balenciaga,
all that shit that y'all get on Instagram and want everybody to see them
Nordstrom's
flip flops y'all wearing and these halter tops and these handbags. I ain't never
Fendi.
seen them in no low income neighborhoods pledging anything, giving anything back, but y'all constantly fucking support them. But the one that looks like you and I,
give them the blues.
Give $100 million. And the thing about it, when I hear other people say, well, he got $1 billion, that's not enough. How? I want y'all to take the scenario of yourself going to an everyday fucking 9 to 5. If you go to an everyday 9 to 5 and a homeless person walks up to you or less fortunate and say, didn't you get paid today? I should get $100 of your fucking check every time you get paid for the next 10 years. Because you know why? You got more than me. And then when it comes to our culture, we expect everybody that has more than us to come save us like they are fucking obligated.
Great
and
analogy,
they are
man.
not obligated to
Especially
do
when they
anything.
look like this.
If I want to give my money to something, it's something that I want to do because that's the humanitarian in me. I want to give something back. If somebody legitimately and earned $1 billion and they say, well, fuck it, I got mine, go get yours, you can't get mad at it because they earned it.
And the crazy shit about it is, right, everybody that's shitting on them probably had a pair of Jordans on their feet when they were shitting on them, right?
I got an analogy on why we buying Jordans now.
So I feel like this. If I brought Jordans in the last couple years, right, and Jordan has the audacity to give somebody $100 million, I feel like shit, I helped him. I did something.
But this is the crazy thing.
That's how you feel?
Yo,
he's a
motherfuckers out here walking around with probably, I know a motherfucker right now, to this day. To this day!
That shit hit different now, don't it? That shit hit different now, don't it?
He literally has about like $70,000 worth of Jordans in his crib right now. Right now. And when I told him that, when he said, Jordan, he should be, I said, motherfucker, you got $70,000 in your crib. So you just gave him $70,000 to the cause. Now he looked at it different.
The funny thing about the Jordan brand,
Nigga, I ain't give him shit.
You
He
did.
gave you a product, and you brought the motherfucker.
But that product went to that.
Yeah.
It's not coming from Jordan itself. It's coming from the brand, bruh.
Yeah, I know that.
And
But
what
I'm
is
still-
what is
$100
called?
million.
Listen, and what is called? It's called the black dollar.
that's what it is.
The
And
black
that's what
dollar
it,
is
and it
recycled.
recycles and it trickles down. He brought a product,
That's
right?
why he wearing his racist hat.
Oh man.
But the funny thing about that Jordan brand, my analogy of the Jordan brand and why the
Pittsburgh
Jordan brand is
built
so
on
big, it's so big now.
I wasn't
is-
expecting
is
that.
Y'all have to really think about our generation. We came up underneath of Jordan,
Facts.
and a lot of us couldn't afford those sneakers.
I hated him
And they was only 100.
back in the
The
day.
thing is, people that came from better neighborhoods than us
Had them.
or dope boys had Jordan. So now as we get older and you see everybody that's they late 20s, early 40s, late 30s.
Going crazy.
They going back and buying everything that they wish they had when they
Remember
were
I told you,
children.
remember when I was buying all the 9.5s? I said when I was a kid in the projects, I couldn't afford them. The dope boys had them and shit, but I
Right.
couldn't afford them. So now that I'm making pretty good, decent money,
come
when the
from
9.5s come out, I buy the fucking 9.5s.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I liked them when I was a kid. My mother was no way in the world my mother was going to afford them on fucking Section 8.
Because real
It's
shit,
a status.
So,
real shit, though, our culture is still keeping Jordan
and you see
alive.
how, yeah.
For the simple fact, we the ones that's still rocking that shit. That the younger culture is like,
We keep a lot of shit
alright.
alive.
That shit do look hard.
We keep a lot of shit alive because black people are the #1 consumers of everything.
No, I'm talking about our age.
Money burns through our
age.
pocket. No,
I'm talking about our
even
for
still.
Jordan.
No, but I'm
'Cause
talking
these
about.
motherfuckers is wearing
Listen.
fucking orthopedic shoes.
But I'm talking
and they
about
put
in
Balenciaga
general.
on it.
But I'm talking about in general. Money burned through our pockets like that
Yeah.
shit about them like fucking just disappear some shit.
But the thing about the hypocrisy in it, people be like, buy black. You buying from Jordan. So what's the issue?
One more.
And this is the thing. If he a billionaire and his brand say, look, I'm giving y'all $100 million over 10 years. It's a long-term deal. Everybody, if 9 more billionaire companies came and did that, we would have $1 billion in surplus going to the causes that we want.
Okay, yeah, okay.
You know, and
it's way more bigger brands than Jordan out here.
No, what's really fucked up? Because y'all know Serena Williams' husband, right? The white boy. Trillionaire motherfucker, right?
He stepped out of his position.
Hold up. He stepped out of his position at Reddit and said he did that because he had to look at his black daughter and then she get older and say, what did you do? And he want them to put a black person in place. And he's going to use his money from his shares to fund Kaepernick shit, right?
Kaepernick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you hate saying his name.
Him and somebody else, right?
But I don't know why you still got a problem with that, man, but keep going.
You going
Come on, man. Like, we didn't really stay on course.
But
That's
the thing, though. People are backing him for doing that.
As they should.
But the same ones backing him is the same ones shitting on Jordan. Why? Because white?
Listen.
And he fucking with Serena?
You know why? It comes down to this, and they feel like they're able to say that to Jordan because...
That's why I stopped saying that white people shit, because we oppress us the most. But go ahead.
But I get what you're saying.
I get what you're saying.
But the way, you can't... That's the problem. Like I said with this, I posted that today. I said, after all said and done, through all of this, once the bias and shit and the racist shit is getting attacked now more so than it ever got attacked that I know in the history.
Ever in my life.
So after this, in the black community, after this, all these people that want to scream out all this bullshit, like that one lady, we don't need no police no more, and all this other dumb shit.
That's stupid.
My shit.
That's
My thing is this. Once that happens, us as a culture gonna look like a fool if we don't clean up the mess in our own backyard. Because I always believe before you just how I always felt.
He just said that
this is how I always felt. Because that's how my grandmother and the older people before us raised us. Before you start going out there telling other motherfuckers what they need to do, clean up your own backyard first. Because you're a fucking hypocrite. And that's why we was in the situation that we was in, because other cultures that didn't know about our culture, even though that shit was systematically done, we couldn't even find the respect and love in one another to clean up our own shit first and get it back to the way how our grandparents had their shit. Everybody had a common enemy. It was the system, the white man, and we took care of our shit. But then it was like we lit our shit together. We got our own mark, our own shit, our own land, our own stuff going on. Now we have a problem with you. But the problem was by them fucking it up and did with us, we fucked up our own shit, hated on each other, and just like you said, when white people do something, they congratulate them. But you don't even support your own brand. And just like I said about this whole thing investing in black, I told people all the time, you can have a black person, a girl, she could be selling her hair, purse, and everything. And you come in and want a fucking discount and her shit only costs $20 or $25.
Right.
But you gonna say no to her, walk right in the mall and spend your whole fucking check on the Louis Vuitton bag.
Hey,
for somebody else.
Hey,
but you ain't supporting black.
And see, this is the reason why I said what I said last week. I will say what I gotta say, but I will never be that person to stand for us, because we never stand for us.
And that's how I always felt. That's how I always felt. Every time I spoke and anytime I speak the truth to my people about certain shit, it's like they not mature enough to hear it. They start talking about all the other shit and I keep going, but you can't worry about what other people do. It's about us and how we treat each other. Right. I got pissed over this whole thing because they kept saying our community. And I go, what fucking community? Like, the communities that I grew up in, we've been fucking each other up for a long time. It was better when I was a kid, because I remember us having cookouts, and Miss Barb, when I did something wrong, Miss Barb and them yelling for me, they treat me like I was their own kid. That's when we had a community.
Can I say something about supporting black business? I really have no problem.
I know where you're going. I know the setup.
I know.
No. It's not a setup. I really don't have no problem with supporting black business at all.
The service.
At all.
The service.
No, I already believe. And y'all can say whatever y'all want to. I don't think that black people belong in customer service at all. At any job.
Unless they work at Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A demanded. It's like orders.
But that's not the point I'm making. My point I'm making about supporting black business is that it's hard for all of us to support the same business when it feel like it's just oversaturated. Everybody can't have a barbershop. Everybody can't have a salon. Everybody can't have a fucking boutique. Everybody can't have... Wait a minute. Let me finish. Can't have this. What I notice about a lot of black people, they see something working for somebody else.
And then they jump on it.
And then they jump on it.
Bullshit!
Instead of doing what's your passion. Now everybody sells fucking food. Everybody sells dinner. Let me break it down. Like, everybody looking, you see this bottle, right? Mm-hmm. You know how many people get paid off this bottle? Only way that people get rich is you got to know what the fuck's going on. You got the bottle, so somebody had to make it. That's one person. Somebody made the top. Somebody made the label. Somebody manufactured the water. Somebody distributed the water. The water went to the store. Then it came from the store because somebody had to drive it in a truck to the store.
Transportation.
So you're looking at least 7 different businesses that came from this one little fucking bottle. But all we see is the whole bottle coming out our fucking store. Everybody I just want to sell a bottle. But what about the person that made the label? They're a millionaire. Mm-hmm. The person that made the bottle top, they're a millionaire. The person that made the bottle, they're a millionaire.
Exactly.
We only jump into businesses that we think are going to jump off overnight. Mm-hmm. That we can't put no time in because we seen it working for somebody.
And right there, what do you see? Network.
That's
networking. Right. They got the contracts. They all got a contract together saying we gonna make this money together. But the problem why you can't go is because you getting mad at the motherfucker with the bottle. You getting jealous. Mm-hmm. Well, how much money you getting? And let me tell you how it works. If he got an idea and he gonna make fucking 100 million. And I made fucking 10 million, guess what? It's his fucking idea. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't have had shit, so guess what? I'm going to take that 10 million, Jack.
But another thing about it, let me get my bottle back, baby. And I didn't want to give no free promotion Fiji, but this is my favorite water. But what I'm saying is... Our favorite water. The thing about I want black people to know is...
I mean, it's all about
it's like you take what we doing right now. We podcasting. We podcasting not for the money. We podcast because this is a passion.
Exactly.
We love if you're into something and it's your passion, then you're not the person I'm talking about. I'm talking about the motherfucker who just came home from 8 years and you think you don't have no other options but fucking rapping, or you some woman sitting home and you like, damn, I really don't want to go to the office, but I do make fried chicken. I can make some fried chicken and I'm gonna sell everybody a fucking chicken. That's not your passion.
I hate that.
Get into what is your passion. When you can make money off of your passion, you will never fucking work again.
Yep.
And you know something? Let me just take this bottle. This could be the black dollar.
You know what I'm saying?
This all could be because you say how he broke it down.
And before you get into that, please don't buy bottles and go to your faucet in your kitchen and try to bottle this shit up and go in the fucking corner.
I can taste the chlorine.
Hold up. Because I told motherfuckers that was selling dinners, they could come buy the Tupperware from me.
I got boxes too.
Yeah, you funny as shit.
You can buy the Tupperware from me. Your macaroni and cheese, shrimp, your seafood salad.
I mean, personally, that's what I feel. That's what I feel about our people. I think we look at something and we look for the instant gratification because we see that it's working for somebody else. But when there's so many other industries out here that you just don't see. But the fact that people not promoting it on social media, you don't know nothing about it.
But they don't have to.
And you don't want to know nothing about it.
What you just said,
and they're not going to advertise because that brings in competition.
Yeah.
The best way is just to stay quiet.
The way you broke that down, right? It takes it back to our, I guess you want to call ancestors and shit, right? Because some of y'all motherfuckers not even black. But the ancestors, right? How Billy had the locksmith in Tulsa, Oklahoma, right? He was the locksmith. Yo was the plumber. He
pilot. Because they had pilots too.
You know?
Yeah.
I was the rancher. Whoever else was the fucking, but it was a community thing that built that community, right?
Amen.
If everybody said, damn, shit, Eric can make fucking locks. But this is actually what happened. Eric can make locks. Shit, I'm gonna make locks. But shit, if Andy could plumb, fuck, I could plumb. And then the shit started dying down. And then here come old white horse. Oh, you fucking up. My boys over here can help you, and we can run Eric out of business.
Right.
And then you let them burn your shit down. I'm tired of that fucking weak ass story of how Tulsa, Oklahoma was burnt down. We let a bitch in.
Oh hell no, yo! They bombed that shit.
Yo,
they bombed that shit.
Nobody bombed it.
They bombed
because
it.
We let them bitches know where we was at.
How was they not gonna know? Niggas was getting banked.
It's still
how the hell was they not gonna know?
If they don't know, it's still motherfuckers that live down in swamplands that no motherfuckers don't even know is there. So how the do I have to explain this? Let's go to Charleston, South Carolina for you. When you go on the outskirts, 15 minutes away from Charleston, South Carolina, motherfuckers like me and you don't talk like me and you. They say yeah and all that other shit, right? Mm-hmm. It's not on the map. Right. They have a whole name for that shit. Know why it got found now? Know why it was found? Because a white boy that would kill some people was running. And he landed in a swampland and they handed his ass back to him. Why it got found? And they was there for over 50 years. Mm-hmm. It was found because we let another motherfucker slide in our shit. I'm tired of this shit, yo. Every time it's always this is. Yeah, the white man oppressed us. Yeah, the white man did this. But us mentally, let them bitches in. At the end of the day, all you motherfuckers running out here selling dinners, have somebody not your family taste that shit, because some of it's nasty.
God,
all you motherfuckers out here thinking that, I caught a body, now I could wear motherfucking go spray paint shit and rap and do this. Let somebody else outside of your people hear that shit. All you niggas running around think you fucking activists, but you still killing a nigga? Shut the fuck up.
There you go. I like that. Keep going. Keep it rolling.
Shut the fuck up.
Rolling.
Okay, Conway. Okay,
it's crazy,
but it's true.
Because at the end of the day, we're never going to get past the oppression. Because we always oppress. Yo,
and you know, and that's what I said. And ain't nobody.
And it goes back to the one show we had, the Silver Spoon. It's like that today. Even when you go back to Vince's, you're gonna go down there. You had some people on the inside talking to this man, letting them know peacefully how we feel. You had motherfuckers outside, burn this bitch down, woo woo. And then when the person come out and say, hold up, chill, we talking to him. Oh, you don't talk for me. That's the issue.
Yeah, because and you're right.
Because if I, who live in your neighborhood, can't talk for you, but you letting George Soroto, Sean King, and all these other motherfuckers who don't live here talk for you.
Right, they live up on the hill.
Oh, all right.
But that's what I said. But that's what I told you is that it's just different type of people, and that's why I said through this movement. That's why I said you have to clean up your own house first and stand on principles. And that's why I said the whole time there's a difference between black people and niggas.
Yeah.
And
that's why gentrification is big.
And that's what I'm talking about is that when you got people that want to destroy the community, that's in it, and they doing a certain shit, even after all this shit with police brutality, let's say the shit stop. Who's gonna deal with the shit that's going on in our neighborhoods? Is you gonna start speaking up?
Are you gonna be the police?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I said, because it's gonna start holding you. See, that's the thing.
You gonna be police?
It's like this. It's gonna start holding you accountable. That's why I say people who making these decisions. See, this like politicians. Politicians can come in, lie to you, get you all riled up to get your vote. They only in there for a short period of time until they get reelected again. So they disappear. But the problem is, the stuff that they doing is not beneficial for everybody. For the majority, it's beneficial to them. So once it's over and you out, and then the shit that they riled up the uneducated to believe, when the shit hit the fan, they not there to say, hey, we should never did this shit. They backing out, and then they flip the script. You got people out here who pumping these people up, but don't. That's why I said that don't live by principles. They change it depending on how things fit in their favor, and that's why things for us always been fucked up because we don't never say, you know what. Like, for example, like with my son, I told him I always believe like how the Italians and Japanese, how they do their stuff. And even Indians. What happens with them when you break the family code and you cross it? They kick your ass out. That's what I'm saying. But us, we taking everything. We taking the bad motherfuckers who killing us. We taking it and then we justify shit based off of race when that situation ain't the same all the time. Remember that old movie, A Principle, a good principle.
It off street
a good
shit.
principle. And this the last thing like to let you know, a good principle story about life. Remember that old movie, The Good Son, with Macaulay Culkin and he was the bad son.
Shit.
She adopted a bad kid. And see, this is the shit that how white people teach their cultures about making the right decisions sometimes, even though it's hard to do. But for some reason with us, they don't do that. But anyway, what I'm saying is that she came to a point where both of the sons was off the cliff. And she had to grab both of their arms. Right. She had the son who she gave birth to, who she carried 9 months, who was a fucking maniac.
He was a sociopath.
He was a sociopath. And then she had her adopted son, who was a really good kid. Right. She couldn't pull both of them up. She had to make a decision, and she looked at both of them in their face, and she fucking she had to let her son go.
Right.
In order to pull up the good kid. But in our society, we don't fucking do that or think like that. We don't, and that's the point about being a principal.
This might sound messed up, but I was kind of taught that way. In some cases, I hate to say this, in some cases, you have to terminate the bad seed.
Period.
Even if they're your blood
even
relatives.
if they're your blood.
I got blood that I don't fuck with.
You have to
let them in my house. I wouldn't let them around my
Period. You have to live by principle.
These dudes right here, I consider my family. I got family, blood relatives that I don't have any contact with.
And then people had a problem with me.
Foul.
People had a problem with me even before this whole thing when I kept telling them, why y'all keep basing everything strictly off of race? That's where you get blinded at. I said it needs to be addressed. I said, but if I have a friend that's white and a friend that's black, and my white friend has been loyal to me 100%, and I had to make a decision in between the motherfucker that I know, yeah, we might got shit in common, but I know that this motherfucker ain't no good, but we just cool. I'm gonna choose my white friend, because he's the good person. He can't help his outer exterior. He can't help what he looks like. Same way me being a black man, we trying to tell white people, I'm black, I'm no different than you. But you gotta look at like Martin Luther King said, the content of my character is what makes a difference, not the color of my skin. Right. So if we keep going back and forth with the shit and just keep going, all white people this, and then the nigga who you standing next to, they might got the same music you got, but this motherfucker out here doing everything that the fucking destroys our community, killing our own people. But that's my boy. Free Lil Ray. Free this person, and then turn around and go black people.
Like, people and everything.
Hey, go ahead and give your final comment though, Conway.
So basically it's just like this, man. Like at the end of the day, for me, if we not gonna stand together, all one, the white people, the black people that's for the cause together, it's not gonna be a cause. We're gonna be right back where we was at, because we gotta stop thinking that, yeah, our lives do matter. But I'm not even gonna say that one because I don't fuck with them. So our lives do matter, right? And their lives matter to them. But it's just, we gotta get through their heads of the subjective ones that, yeah, we do go through shit because you living in your little neighborhood and you don't see it. Yeah, we get killed. And like you said, now that the shit is slowed down, they open their eyes. But the bad seeds have to stop being fucking bad seeds, man, because we're not gonna go nowhere. I got so much more to say, but yeah.
You sure that's it? Because you know when we get ready to close, you be like, wait, hold on, one more thing.
One more thing.
All right, fuck it then. You know what I mean? Just like this shit.
We got another show, yo.
I want y'all to understand. You know what I mean? Look, white people, some of them have oppressed us. Some of them have been with us. Mm-hmm. A lot of people, you got to go back in your books. The reason why Harriet Tubman got through those tunnels, because she had white counterparts. So at the end of the day, she would never been free to help other free slaves like your Frederick Douglass and all them motherfucking suckers. You know what I mean? It wouldn't have been that. But stop allowing them into our neighborhoods to do shit and then get mad because you don't appreciate it. Gentrification is coming because of you. You don't appreciate your neighborhood. You want it to be labeled the hood instead of a street or a neighborhood. That's what the fuck gonna happen. The more they bring these rocks out here for you to build it down is the reason why they doing that shit. And that's the same because y'all able to do it. So fuck it, man. Like,
But neighborhood Crips.
All right.
yeah, neighborhood Crips.
So, Andy, give your final thoughts, Mr. Douglas.
Whatever. Well, anyway, like I was going to say, like, you know, I was going to piggyback off of what happened with at the Crab House. If y'all going to go and protest and y'all going to go and do all this, please have a spokesman. Please have an agenda.
Agreed.
Please,
Yes,
because
agreed.
when y'all got in there and y'all broke that line, it was just like, you're not speaking for me. I speak for myself. And then when you spoke for yourself, you sound stupid. I hate to say this. You did. You made us look bad, man. We look bad out there, man. I got to call. Listen, I call it straight when I see his face.
Dion, that sounded good on there before the ignorance came.
Right.
Yeah.
Listen, it just looked unorganized, man. I mean, and that's the thing. You see,
emotion.
I know y'all seen the Panthers, but it was a lot of intelligent spokesmen. They were brothers. They were college students. When they went up there, they had agendas and plans, and they thought about this. You have a great mind. Not everybody can be a speaker. You know what I'm saying?
Went through school.
Right, exactly.
Like,
And another thing.
Still going, my
Oh,
fault, brother.
another thing. No, this bottle, great analogy. What I want to say about this, and I'm like 50-50 when it comes down to the protests and everything else, but the one thing I do love about it is that I see people are banding together for one cause. We can have, look, black dollars, this could be black dollars. All we just need is great communication. Gotta have supreme customer service. You can't have an attitude when somebody tells you, hey, I don't like this or I don't like that. They're the customer. And if we all work together and network properly, we can have something beautiful, man. Billions, trillions probably.
And
you can pass it along from generation to generation to generation to generation.
Right,
and you're absolutely right.
Okay.
Go ahead, Flash.
And for me, I'm just say this. I'm just let y'all know there has never been a time in history when there was a situation like this that's for the betterment of people that there wasn't casualties of war. I think right now that all of this, if it keep going in the direction where I think it's going, is really going to get worse before it get bad. But I'm going to just say this. For those who are in support of understanding that black lives do matter and you supporting the cause, just know it's going to be very interesting. And I think that what's going to happen out of this is that once black people's lives started mattering, then that slogan, all lives matter, going to mean something. That's my end.
Hey, check it out, everybody. I appreciate y'all for listening to Perfect Sense right here on UnifiedRadio.tv. All I want people to do is keep that same energy. You know what I mean? When this thing died down in a couple days or a couple weeks, please don't go back because Vince has got the best prices and you know the crabs are good. Nah, the people showed you who they are, didn't believe it. You know what I mean? And shout out to everybody that's truly saying who you are, even if I don't like what you're saying, at least you being honest with yourself and I can be honest with you. But look, follow us on UnifiedRadio.tv. You can also follow us at Unified Radio on Instagram, Unified Radio on Facebook, Unified Radio on Twitter. You can follow me at Eric410 on Instagram. You can follow Flesh on Instagram. That's PHLESH410 on Instagram. AB McFly on Instagram and Talk to Him Con on Instagram, and we see y'all the same time, same unified channel next week. Peace.
Next week, and don't forget, soon y'all gonna be able to subscribe to the website, so make sure you subscribe.
Right on.